Right, so last week we did, can you remember what we did last week? It's a test. I'm going to give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! There's no answer on there. Is that because your typing's really slow or you can't remember? Let's find out. Last week we did, I'm going to find the page and I'll show you. So last week, apologies, I'm being silly, aren't I? So last week we did a bit of a focus really on Seven Nation Army and kind of looked through all the bits. And we were thinking a lot about all the rests that are in there, because before, generally, I've let everybody get away with kind of just playing this, which is good, right? Seven Nation Army, yes, which is good, right? So it's good playing it. Everyone's done it pretty well. However, we were thinking about the rests in there, because if you look at the music, there are those quaver rests, which, look, I've got one here, look. I cut one out earlier just specially, so we've got those quaver rests, right? So we need to make sure that we're getting them in there when we play. So, yes, the chat wasn't working last week. Do you know why? I worked out why. It was because I set the video as made for kids, which disables all the chat. And I did that because obviously I knew there'd be children watching, but so what I've done this time is I've just set it as normal so we can get the chat on, and then when I put it up I will make it just for kids. Okay, right, so here we go. So hopefully people are reasonably happy with this song, because I know that all of you have been doing pretty well on it, and as I said last week we were really focusing on getting those rests in there. So what we're going to do is just play the main rhythm a couple of times, because I'll do it and you can just join in with me, okay? We're going to play that main rhythm a couple of times, and I just want you to really focus on that first rest. So when we play that first note, we want to stop that note as well. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. So we're stopping it. We're not letting it go 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2. So stopping it early. Okay? Okay. Hello. There's some hellos there. Plenty of hellos. Hello. Right, so let's crack on, shall we? So we're going to play that main rhythm. I'm going to go about this speed. So hopefully you can hear that rest. All right, and let's have a go at playing that. So grab your guitars, off the keyboards, stop chatting. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Couple more. Last one. So let me know how you're getting on with that. Let me know, okay? I know it can be a little bit tricky because we're having to do extra work with our right hand kind of stopping that string. Okay? We're going to play along with the track as well, so you get a chance to practice it with the music, and then we're going to move on because I want to cover more of Titanium today, a bit more in depth, all right? Okay, so if you're not typing, just join in with me. We're just going to play it again. If you are typing because you're saying I found this bit difficult or whatever, then feel free to keep typing. But we'll just play that a couple more times while we wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, rest. 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 Okay. So the only person that's typed has said good, so I think we're all good. So here we go. I'm going to do it with the music, Really think about that rest and getting it in there, because it does make the rhythm much better, much better. Good. Okay, here we go.
Seven Nation Army.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna fight 'em all. A seven-nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself that night, because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind.
You're not meant to be typing, Imogen. You're meant to be playing. Hand up.
And the message coming from my eyes says, leave it
Back up. What you like? Typing. You're meant to be practicing. Yes, it is a good point. So that's the next thing, isn't it? Is we've now added this little rest in here. Here. Right? And we need to add one at the end of this bit as well. Rest. Right? So the first one is 2 beats long. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we cut that one a bit short as well, okay? Don't let that run. Don't let it run all the way to the end. I think that's what is being pointed out in the chat there. So you hear the way that last note is a bit shorter. Okay? All right? I believe that's what's being pointed out. The other thing, because we're going to think about the end of the song now, all right? The other thing is when we go up high, we're still doing that quaver rest here. Okay? Ba, rest. Ba, rest. Still got that rest there. But we also cut both of these notes short. Okay? Both of them are shortened. So we're on, let me just give you the line that I'm looking at. In fact, I'll just hold the book up. So the line I'm looking at, you should have your books, hopefully. Okay, you should have your books open as well so you can check things. But the line we're looking at is, let me just stand up right next to the camera. So the line we're looking at is really from here onwards. So this is where we go up higher on the zeros on that top string. Yeah. And then when we do this 1 and 0, notice we got the extra rest here. Now there's normally one here, we just talked about that. That's cutting that last note shorter, but there's also one here. Okay, so I'll play that for you again so you can hear how that sounds. Pop this back down. If you think you know what you're doing, just play it, by the way. Just ignore me and just practice. But if you're not sure what I mean, just have a listen because I'll play it for you. Right, so it goes like this on the high bit. Rest, 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 rest. Okay, so have a go at playing that. When we do this bit, by the way, we're not so worried about that, okay? So let's just do the bit we were just doing. So this. Okay, so I'm going to play that. Feel free to play along with me or practice at your own speed, but we're trying to get those rests in there. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. again. So I'm playing a bit slower than normal, aren't I? Just so we can focus on those rests. All right. That's all I really need to say about the piece. I think apart from that, we've gone through everything we need to go through, and most of you are playing it pretty well. We're just trying to get it up to the next level because we've not really focused on those rests before. Okay, so let's play it one more time with the music, thinking about those rests on all the sections we just talked about, okay? And again, while I find the music, feel free to type help or something in the chat if you're not sure what we're doing, okay? Here we go.
Seven Nation Army.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Rest, rest,
I'm gonna
rest.
fight 'em all. A seven-nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off, taking their time right behind my back. And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette.
And up.
And the message coming from my heart.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Remember the rests. Rest. 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 Back up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, there we go. So, oh, by the way, don't let me see you typing in the chat when you're meant to be playing. That's just rude, that is. Right, so let's go on to Titanium, yeah? So again, I think in general, people are generally happy with this song, but we just need to keep practicing it. So let's go to it. So it's actually just on the next page, isn't it? So 16 and 17, Titanium. And again, what we'll do, we'll just start playing along with the music. I'll just put the music on, we'll play along with it, and then we'll just go over a couple of the bits that people generally find difficult, okay? Again, some of you have done this a bit longer than others, because some have really only just got onto their grade 1. But if you're unsure about, for example, the second page, just play along to the first page. Basically, just play what you know, okay? We're going to do it with the music, so it's going to be up to the proper speed as well. Okay, Titanium with a click. If you're not sure of all of it, then that's absolutely fine. You can use this and just have a listen to what's happening and try and follow along with your music as well, okay? All right, has everybody got their pages? 16, 17. It is important to have the pages open, okay? You need to be looking at the music and not just trying to remember everything. All right, there's a yeah. I got a yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Titanium.
1, 2, 3, 4.
But I can't hear a word you say. You're talking loud, not saying good. Criticize, but all
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and.
bulletproof, nothing to lose. Fire away, fire away. Ricochet, take your aim. Fire away, fire away. Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium. Shoot me down, but I won't fall. I am titanium.
Last line. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Again, another nice song, isn't it? Okay, right. So, the first page doesn't generally cause too much of a problem. But what we're going to do just quickly is practice going from this bit to this bit. Because that sometimes people find just the change a little bit difficult to get their fingers there in time, okay? Right, so let's just do that. So here we go. We're going to go. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you ready? Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? When you're learning things, what we tend to do is we tend to learn different parts, don't we? We'll learn this bit, for example. And then we'll learn this bit separately. And so on. And what is quite often the most difficult bit is then putting the bits together. Okay, so practice the joining bits, practice all the bits that connect them. It makes it much easier. All right, so we're going to do that bit one more time. This. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. The next bit I want to go through is on the second page. It's going to go right at the top of that second page, page 17. And you may notice, I'm going to grab a pen again in my book. I just want to show you something here you might not have noticed. Right, let me just make sure you can see the book. So when we do this first little bit here, the F major 7, where we're playing that 3, 2, 1, 0, all we're doing on all of these parts is we're just picking down through the strings, aren't we? So we're just going the 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. So every time we're just going bam, 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 bam. Excuse my singing. We're just doing that each time, right? So one thing I wanted to point out to you is, can you see these little symbols here above the music? They look like N's. It looks like an N. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see them? Look like an N. Right, that means that your hand should be moving down. All right, so that means a downstroke. Down, 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 down. Okay? Then later on, when we're strumming, you will see here, there's another one here. Looks like an N again. But then you've got this little V. So an N, again, is a downstroke, but a V is an upstroke. And we'll talk about this one again in a minute, okay? We're just going to go back to the top of the page. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And I'm going to show you what I mean. And I'm sure most of you are doing this anyway, if not all of you. But it's important to see that it actually tells you to do this in the music as well, okay? So what we need to do is, as I said, just make sure we're going down each time. So that's quite easy because we're just doing this. We're just picking through the strings, down, 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 okay? Try not to do this, where you're kind of making big movements. Okay? Just keep your pick on the strings and just gently push through them. Like that. All right? Yeah, and that's the other thing about this song. So someone's just mentioned MP in the book. I'll talk about that in a minute as well, okay? So let's just do this bit. So we're just going to practice that top line where we're just pushing down through the strings, okay? and we want a nice steady pulse. We don't want or yeah, we want it to be 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and every time. So let's try playing through there. We've got an F major 7. So just check that if you're not sure of the fingers. F major 7. So we're doing first finger on the first fret of the second string, and then second fret of the third, and then third fret of the fourth, right? So we're kind of going up like steps. Dong, dong, dong. All right. Here we go. So we're going to play 1 and 2 and. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and again, just really focus on the right hand and making sure that we're picking bum 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 nice and steady through. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Right, we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to do the whole top line. So the F major 7, the G, the E minor, and the A minor. And every one should have the same rhythm. Bum, 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 bum. Okay? Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and. Okay. All right, let's just answer the question. So at the top of the music that I was just showing you right up close on the camera, there's those little N's, which meant that we have to play down. But next to that as well is an MP. To see if you can find that quickly, an MP. So when we're playing music, we need to think about a few different things, don't we? We have to think about the note. Is it this note? Is it this note? Is it this note? Or this one? Right, we need to know the note. We also need to know. Yeah, it's so. Let me just continue with this. So we need to know the note. We need to know how long to play the note. Right? Is it a short note? Is it a long note? And then the other thing that's really important is it a quiet note or a loud note, right? So that the letters MP and the other ones throughout the song tell us if we're playing quietly or loudly. Okay, so try and find the MP. Just let me know if you found that. Just put a thumbs up or a yes or something in the chat. So find the MP. Okay, go on, quick, find it, find it. I know at least one of you found it because there was a question about it. So make sure you find it because I need to know that you understand what I'm talking about. So the MP at the top of page 17. Okay, no one's saying yes yet. No, okay, no. All right, I'll show you where it is. Let me just grab the book up again, okay? Right, here we go. So here's the music. We're looking right at the top of page 17, and it's just there. Okay, little MP. I'm just going to wait till my camera catches up with me and I can make sure I'm showing you correctly, okay? So right there at the top of the page, MP. All right. I'll keep the book off actually. Okay, so it's just there, MP. You haven't got your book with you. No wonder you can't see it. Right. Okay. All right. Brilliant. So some of you have found it. Brilliant. Okay. So that's MP. Okay. Now that means mezzo piano. Okay. and all that means is kind of medium quiet. So it's quite quiet. Okay? Have a look down the page, see if you can find any other ones. I'll give you a clue. There's another one about halfway down this page. Can you find that one? If you find it, then type it in. What does it say? Let's see if anyone can find that one. Haven't got my book with me. Type it in if you find it. So we had the one at the top, which was MP. We've got another one halfway down that page. And there's also another one right at the bottom. So see if you can find that as well and type that in. So right at the page, top of the page, MP, halfway down the page. And then also at the bottom of the page, we've got another one. Okay, I'm just going to wait a second, see if anyone can find them and type them in. Again, if you can't find them at all, do say you can't find them, because I'll show you again. But I'm kind of showing you in the book anyway, aren't I, really? And then right at the bottom. All right, so we got this one, MP. Halfway down. No one's really written anything in yet, so I'm going to tell you. I'll come close so you can see it if you haven't got your book. We've got this one, which is MF. And then at the bottom, we've got another one, which is F. So we've got MP, which is medium quiet. Then we've got MF, which is like medium loud. And then we've got F, which is loud. Okay. All right, you got your book. Well done. Ah, you found it. Yes, the F. Well done. So if you just got your book, it's page 17, so find it quickly. All right, can you find any, just quickly, let's do this as well. Can you find any on this page? I'm going to give you the first, well, I'm not going to tell you actually. I'm pointing at it. I'm pointing at it. Can you find it there? The first one? So what we notice is throughout the song, we have to change how loud we're playing. Okay, these are the dynamics of the song. So like I said, when we're looking at the music, we need to know what notes we're going to play. We need to know how long or short those notes are, but we also need to know how loud we need to play those notes. Are they quiet or are they really loud, right? So what happens is at the beginning of the song, the very first thing is a P. P, yeah, well done, you found it. So the first one is a P, which is piano, which just means quiet, okay? It's kind of quiet. And that doesn't really change until we get up here where it goes kind of medium quiet. So it's a little bit louder. And then we go to mezzo forte, which is medium loud, so a bit louder again. And then we get to F for forte, which is loud. So we go quiet, medium loud, loud. So as we go through the song, basically what happens is we start quietish, and then it just goes a bit louder, and a bit louder. So it's going like that throughout the song. It's just getting louder as we play through, okay? That is quite important, actually. All right, let's do the top line of page 17 again. Now you've got your book, you might find it a bit easier, okay? So we're doing the F major 7, G, E minor, A minor, top of that page, and then we're going to go over time, but that's fine with me as long as it's okay with you guys, because I just want to go through the strumming as well a little bit, okay? So let's just play this bit again, the top line of that page, where we're going 1 and 2 and. Here we go. So guitars up, please, nice and ready, fingers on, F major 7. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 then we just repeat it again. So we play the same thing again. Okay? So let's do all of that twice because that's what we need to do in the book. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 again 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right, we're then into the strumming. So this is bar 25, so you'll see the number 25. This is where the MF is, okay? And this is also where I was talking about there is one little N, which is the downstroke, remember? But then there's also a V, which is an upstroke, right? So what we're doing here is we are strumming on 1 and 2 and. So 1, and then the next one is on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and. So when we're strumming, we should normally be on the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. We should be playing downwards. And on the ands, we should be playing upwards, okay? So your right hand should always be keeping the beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, okay? Yay, the strumming's good, isn't it? So we're just going to do that bit, okay? So if this is new to you, don't worry about playing along with me. Take it really slowly and count really carefully. And just make sure you're counting with your hand. So go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and, okay? So if this is new for you, don't try and play along with me. Just try and get that right, okay? So that's your job. You're just doing that, all right? If you know what you're doing, the last note on bar 5. Okay, I don't think you mean bar 5 because bar 5 is on page 16 near the beginning, okay? I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll do this strumming and then we're basically finished after that. But if you've got a question... No, we're not doing bar 5 right now. But if you've got a question, then I'll answer that in a minute, okay? So let's just focus on the strumming a second, okay? So, Lola, you should really be playing this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'm just trying to get that arm moving down and up correctly, okay? Some of the rest of you know this a bit better, so you can just play along with me, okay? So we're going to do all of that strumming section. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 4 and 1. And we're stopping there because then it changes, doesn't it? All right. So let's do that one more time and then I'll answer that question, okay? And the rest of you are free to go at that point. Right, so here we go again. So F major 7 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's that, okay? Now thing is, when I teach this, a lot of the time people don't want to move their hand up and down and they want to kind of go like this. Okay, you can do that, but it's not the best way. And if you watch any good guitarist, when they're playing and they're doing things, you know, their hand's always moving, right? They're not just going, which is really hard. You know, that's hard, right? But if I'm keeping my hand moving, That's much easier. So keeping that hand moving really helps you keep the rhythm and helps the pulse and the feel of the music. All right, so that's why I teach it like that, and it is important. Also, pay attention because in the book it's telling you to do that as well, right? So if you're going to do your exam, you really should be playing it correctly. You shouldn't be going kind of, because then you're not doing any upstrokes, right? It sounds different. This is a downstroke. This is an up. Down, up, right? It sounds different as well, right? So there we go. Okay.